Hey guys, welcome to the Smart Author Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Benetti. In today's episode, I wanted to talk to you about funnel offers. So there's really two types of funnels that you can create for your book. And on the back of that, generally speaking, the rest of your offers are going to be the same. So in today's episode, I'm going to dive into the pros and cons of the types of funnels you can create and what you can put into place to increase your average cart value so you can spend more money to sell your books. All right, so looking at the funnel offers that we can put into place, I have a ton of notes here to run through. And so basically, we can kind of look at the book funnels with two different strategies in mind. First of all, we can give our book away for free, or we can sell our book for full price in our funnel. Now, both have their intrinsic pros and cons, but generally speaking, you'll be able to determine what's going to be the right direction for you by the end of this episode. Now, what I'm not going to do in this episode is run through the copy and like kind of the sales page structure and things like that. We will probably cover that on episode 10, which is about 3 episodes from now. So definitely subscribe if you're not already to make sure that you get all of the funnel stuff, because I don't know if you know this, but that's actually one of my areas of expertise. So, diving into the free book model. This is actually a common model for most authors who want to sell their books in a funnel. And we're specifically talking about a sales funnel that you build in a sales funnel platform, and nothing that has anything to do with a marketplace like Amazon. When we do sales funnels, we are able to control the flow of the customer journey. We're able to also connect the customer data, which both of these things are extremely important for nurturing, for upselling, and for basically indoctrinating someone into your world. So as we look at the free model, the standard layout here would be something along the lines of you have a, let's say, $29 book, and in your funnel, only in your funnel, you can get the book for just $10. And all the client has to do is pay for the shipping and handling costs, essentially. So the book is free, but they just have to pay for shipping and handling. And so that's a really common setup that a lot of entrepreneurs use, a lot of authors use. And as we look at that kind of setup, some of the pros that we're looking at here, again, are the opportunity for us to capture a lead. And this is extremely important because once someone buys, we can now put them through a sequence to nurture them, deliver on the promise of the book, and then to eventually, let them know what the next offer is, how they can continue working with you. You can't do this in something like Amazon, right? Amazon controls the customer data, and so you kind of lose on Amazon. All you are effectively doing is making a sale, getting a royalty, and that's kind of where it ends. Unless you, of course, put actionable things into your book to drive that customer back into your world. Otherwise, if you weren't forward thinking about that enough, then you kind of lose that contact, unfortunately. But if you do implement something like that in your book on Amazon, then Amazon is absolutely a viable model for you. Some of the other pros for the free book funnel model is you can anchor value. And what I mean by that is if your book is full price on Amazon over here, and in the funnel, all they have to do is pay for shipping and handling, then there's really no reason why they shouldn't come through your funnel, right? Amazon's charging full price, everywhere else is charging full price, but you can get it for a big discount right here, effectively free, right? So that anchoring of value is actually a very, very impactful feature. And what you'll find from some of the big book marketers in the world is they'll actually do a pop-up saying, hey, if you want to pay full price, go to Amazon here, go to Barnes & Noble here, and they'll actually direct them off site to see that the book is absolutely full price elsewhere. And so that's actually a really good strategy for, again, anchoring the discount that they're able to get here directly in the funnel with you. The other benefits for free versus a full price book is you can get more upfront conversions. And when you have more upfront conversions, you are basically getting more leads and more buyers. So leads in the sense that they're only buying something that's like lower value. It's only $10 or whatever, but they have still pulled their credit card out for you. This is actually very handy because this can help us accelerate the funnel offers and get a higher average cart value with the additional offers that we may present to them. But buyers pay more attention. Even if they spend $1 with you, they are most likely to be better customers or better leads for your business because they have spent that money with you. If we look at a scenario of someone who has only opted in and gotten a free digital book versus someone who has paid, $5 to $10 for your book, then the person who has paid the money is going to be a much better person for you to have in your email marketing system and follow-up system, generally speaking. Now, the other benefit here is that, again, like I said, you can have a higher chance of your visitors seeing other offers that you have. So if they don't have to pay a big amount for your book on the front end, then they're going to most likely purchase that. And that way they will actually go through your funnel that you have built and will have a higher chance of seeing all the offers that you have. And that may result in a higher average cart value, like I said before. And so if someone who visits your page, buys your book, now they're seeing the other offers like your order bump, which I'll go into further in a little bit here, or your upsell pages, versus someone who pays full price for your book. That's going to be a harder sell, and they may actually not end up buying it directly through your funnel. And so the opportunity for you to show additional offers is lower, right? So some of the cons that are associated with the free book funnel is you slightly devalue your book, because if you're giving it away for free as a discount, then is it valuable? Am I actually going to get anything out of this book? If this guy's giving his stuff away for free, is it actually worth my time? So you just have to position that really well. And again, we'll go through that in another episode here. But that's important. The other thing to consider here is that you're not going to make any money up front. You're going to lose money. You're going to be spending money to get someone to buy your book. And so you have to be comfortable with that. You have to be comfortable with investing money to have someone purchase your book from you. Now, the other potential issue here is that if your upsell offers aren't dialed in, then it could actually be pretty expensive for you to run this kind of book funnel, okay? Again, we'll go into how you can dial in your offer in a minute. So if I flip the nail on its head and look at the paid book funnel, then some of the pros for a paid book funnel, again, is you can make more money up front. You're going to be getting full price for your book directly in the funnel. You're not going to be devaluing your book, so you don't have to kind of make that proposition of like, I really want as many people to get their hands on my book as possible, so I'm giving it away for free. You don't have to make those kind of claims. You don't have to make those kind of statements. You can still control the funnel offers. So someone buying your book full priced in a funnel versus on Amazon, you can't control Amazon. You can't collect that data, can't capture that lead. But in your book funnel, you can. And you can do whatever you want. You can follow up with them. You can show them other offers. You can, nurture them effectively. And so as we compare the pros to the cons here, some of the cons for a full price book funnel is, why don't I just buy the book on Amazon? Or Barnes & Noble. That's much more convenient for me. Amazon's got a one-click feature for me. Like, I'll just go over there and buy it there. I know I'll get it probably tomorrow, versus your book funnel, it might take weeks, right? I don't know who's doing your fulfillment. And so that's hard to, give as a proposition here. You're going to have a lower upfront conversion as well. Someone paying nothing for your book, or just paying shipping and handling, versus someone having to pay full price. Lower upfront conversions. You're probably going to see, let's say, a 10%, maybe 20% conversion for the free book. So 100 people visit your page, you're going to have 10 to 20 people buy the book. And on the flip side, for a paid one, you're probably going to see maybe a 5% conversion. It just depends, right? Like, it depends how dialed in your marketing is, who the audience is, how well you go through the copy of setup of your page and the offer and all of those kind of things. So it's a harder sell in general is what I'm trying to say. And the last thing here is that you're going to have a poorer value proposition. So if I'm spending more money for the same thing, then it's harder to justify. Of course, generally speaking, they don't see the comparison between you offering it for free here and you offering it for full price here. You can't get the book discounted anywhere, if you have a paid book funnel model. And so there's a clear, there's not going to be a clear comparison that can happen in those examples, but generally speaking, the value proposition is going to be a little bit lower. Okay, cool. So that's pretty much like covering the basis between if I charge full price for my book in my book funnel versus if I charge nothing or just shipping and handling for my book. I would, if it was my decision, I would lean more towards the free plus shipping model. And that's what I recommend for most of my clients. Because when we get into the upsell steps of things, then we can really make, I don't want to say make a lot of money on the front end, but we can definitely strive towards being break even or profitable on the front end. But I want to circle back to that and the perception on that as well after I explain what you can implement for offers as upsells. Okay, so when someone buys your book, they are basically going to fill out their name, email, phone number, address, like pretty much all the details that you'd want from a lead. Then they're going to go into the step of like completing their credit card details, ready to buy the book. But wait, there's an order bump. An order bump is one of those shiny checkboxes on the order page or order form where it says like, hey, wait, get this for just this. And in the case of a book funnel, what we want to do is offer an audio version of our book as the order bump. This is by far the most and highest converting offer you can put into your funnel. Usually I would offer audio book, digital book, and some sort of like mini training to go alongside as a bonus to the book. Probably nothing more than like 5 videos of additional content and value. You could also do some sort of guide, PDF, anything like that works really well. So let me actually give an example of something that was consistently hitting 50% conversion rates, meaning 50% of people who bought the book also bought the upsell or order bump, I should say. So one of my clients had a audiobook plus what he called a momentum bundle. And the way that we framed this was we actually said, get the momentum bundle, not available anywhere else. And this is the exact same process I take all of my 7-figure clients through when they first start working with me. In this example, this client was a coach, okay? A very affluent and well-known coach as well. And so getting that from a value proposition was a no-brainer, right? Like, yeah, I want to go through the exact same process that all of your, the people who pay you 5 figures go through when they first start working with you. And so if you have the audiobook plus something like that, that could just be a checklist. It could be a PDF that starts them off with some of the foundational things that you take people through. Could be a video series of things that you take people through when they first start working with you. I want you to just start thinking of different ideas of like, what is some really high value things that we can give someone as soon as they opt in? Because if you think of it like this, if you give that stuff away for, just $27 to $47 along with an audiobook, and someone gets tremendous value from that, what do you think the potential is for them to want to work with you further? It's probably going to be quite high, right? So if you think of it from that perspective, then you are going to be setting yourself up for tremendous success with that person being a lead for other core services your business offers. And they're going to get an absolute ton out of what you've just sold them as well, which is, we never want to undersell someone, guys, or oversell and underdeliver on an offer. Okay. So, like I said, the order bump should probably be within the range of $27 to $47. And this will generally see a conversion rate of 20 to 50%. If you hit 50% conversion rates, you have a fantastic offer. Your copy is really good. It's dialed in. Your offer is fantastic. If you're on the 20% or lower side, then you need to probably look at the copy that you have. You need to look at the offer that you have and maybe just see what you can do to tweak it over time to get those numbers up a little bit. And then the next step in the funnel is after someone hits submit on their order, they're going to go to what's called an upsell page. On the upsell page, and if I'm honest, this is about as far as I'll take the funnel upsells, direct in funnel upsells. A lot of people will throw like 3 upsells or 4 upsells or even 5 upsells after someone purchases the book. And I think that's great if someone wants to make a lot of cart value, but I think it over cannibalizes the audience, it oversells the audience. And, is someone actually going to go through 5 different courses that you've just upsold them? I think you need to just determine what's right for you and how salesy you want to be with your process. For me, I don't like doing any more than just one upsell after an order bump, because the order bump is complementary to the audiobook or a different variation of the audiobook plus some sort of training, quick start kind of thing. And then the first upsell is where we can kind of expand on the the book itself. And anything beyond that, unless it's like something completely different, like software or something like that, then I probably wouldn't recommend going any further than that, because again, you're going to oversell a little bit here. And I'm not actually sure how many people are going to go ahead and go through the things that you're selling. And if we always think of it from the perspective of, if I sold this person this thing and they went through it, would they get tremendous value and want to work with me further? We never want to do something that doesn't deliver insane value and actually get awesome results. Okay. So definitely put some good thought into what your offers are going to be here and what your deliverables are going to be here. Okay. So the upsell offer, this usually is a course of some kind, okay? And it doesn't have to be like a full-blown, $1,000 course, right? This is something that is or can be complementary to your book, but you have to be very careful not to cannibalize your book. And what I mean by that is, if your course offer is too similar to your book offer or your order bump offer, then they're going to think, haven't I already bought this? Didn't I just get sold this? Why am I paying $300 for this versus the $47 that I just spent over here? And you're initially going to turn someone off from buying that, okay? And so it's very important that we have something that's different and complementary to what they've previously purchased. So in the example of what I just went through before, if the coach or client that I gave an example on is a sales coach, and the initial things he takes someone through to get set up with them is getting a closing system in place, as an example. He's got a 5-video series that goes through that. That will get delivered alongside his sales closing book, which is tremendous value, right? Like both of those go fantastically together. But okay, so once you get a sales system going in, you've got leads, you've got pipeline, how do we close sales? So the ultimate sales closing course would be a very good additional value add to the other trainings that we've just sold. Okay. And so if you just think of it from your perspective, from your industry, what can be extremely complementary and even expand upon what you've just sold rather than being similar or replacing what you've just sold, then you're generally going to be in the right position. Now, regarding pricing for this upsell step, I would recommend anywhere from $97 to even up to $397, so $100 to $400. And on this step as well, what I like to implement is what's called a pop-up downsell. And a pop-up downsell is basically an easy way for us to, when they click, no thanks, I'm not interested in this offer, do a pop-up and say, hey, look, I know that things might not be in alignment here for you, but I really want you to get the value that I'm trying to provide here. So rather than paying for the $397 course up front, why don't we split it into 3 payments of $150 or 3 payments of $140 or $30 or whatever. And then that way that de-risks them purchasing the program from you in full price. If they pay only 100 and something up front, and then over the next 2 months they pay that again twice, then that's going to be an easier way for them to get set up and started with the course that you've just offered. And so that actually has a very good conversion rate metric for us in past testing. So it's a pretty good idea to implement something like that. Now, again, I said I don't generally do any additional offers beyond that page, and that's true. However, the thank you page is a prime opportunity for us to offer something not from a sales perspective, but from an additional how can we continue to work together perspective. So the thank you page, after they've done all of their purchasing direct in funnel, it's a fantastic place for you to add a video, congratulate them for buying the book and the other offers that they may have purchased. Again, let them know how they can get access to those things, but then invite them. Hey, if you're struggling with getting book sales, you should check out my book sales audit that I offer for free. If you want to get a ton more book sales, then go ahead and find a spot below in my calendar, and I'll make sure that you get a clear path to taking your book sales from nothing to, a lot. And so you can kind of do something like that where you offer those kind of invitations to book a call with you, to fill out an application with you, or if you have built a webinar or something like that, then you can actually invite them to a webinar where things are completely recorded and the webinar can do any additional on-selling for you if you wish. So that's really, a deep dive into offers in your funnel and what you can do to effectively set those kind of things up. Like I said in episode 10, which is my next solo episode, I can dive into a little bit more around the copy structure of sales pages and book funnels and how you can kind of do things a little bit better, or at least get set up in an easier kind of way. But generally, you should be well set here for everything that we've discussed. This should give you a fantastic idea of what offers you can implement, and then also the types of funnels that you have. Now, you probably got a little bit of a sneak peek to my example on the thank you page, but if you are actually struggling with your book sales right now, then I definitely do recommend you check out my free book sales audit. You can find that at smartauthormedia.com/audit. That's a really simple way for us to jump on a call, get an idea of where you're at with your book marketing, or even if you haven't done anything at all and just want advice and a clear plan to get started. We run book marketing campaigns day in, day out. I've kind of seen it all. I know exactly what people are doing and what they aren't doing. And at my agency, Smart Author Media, we actually help people get these kind of funnels set up with, these kind of offers, and we strategize on all of these kind of things and then manage ongoing marketing campaigns for our clients so they can get a lot of book sales and higher conversions direct in funnel as well. So again, check it out at smartauthormedia.com/audit. And if you aren't already, I would absolutely love and appreciate a subscribe to the show if you are loving these episodes. And that way you can stay notified on all the new episodes that release. We've got a whole range of awesome guests that are coming up, giving value from ghostwriting to publishing to book marketing launches and building authority and everything else in between. So I'm definitely excited for everything else that's to come. And I hope you enjoyed watching this episode or listening to this episode of the Smart Author podcast. Thanks again.